Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'd like to welcome you to Minecraft Morning Musings. Today, we're going to explore the idea of the uncarved block as a paragon of both potential and non-assertiveness in Chapter 37 of Lao Tzu's Dao de Jing. When I say the uncarved block, I want to describe to you a block of wood. I want you to imagine a block of wood that may yet be carved and given shape or purpose, but for right now, is essentially just a plain, cubic, simple block of wood. And I'm going to explain this twice. Once with a practical example, and once in terms of quantum mechanics as applied to evolutionary advantage. Now, if I decided that I wanted to make a bowl from the block, I would necessarily deny the other potential fates of the block, like being used as part of a door or a bed or a bookshelf. In many ways, the uncarved block is Schrodinger's block, and any act that winnows its potentiality is collapsing its waveforms one by one until we achieve an actuality that may or may not be selectively practical in a Darwinian sense. So, we're just going to jump right in to McDonald's public domain translation of Chapter 37. The Tao never acts with force, yet there is nothing that it cannot do. If rulers could follow the way of the Tao, then all of creation would willingly follow their example. If selfish desires were to arise after their transformation, I would erase them with the power of the uncarved block. By the power of the uncarved block, future generations would lose their selfish desires. By losing their selfish desires, the world would naturally settle into peace. When Lao Tzu claims the Tao never acts with force, yet there is nothing that it cannot do, he is once more asserting the power of Wu Wei, or achieving through inaction or non-assertion. He believes that if rulers applied Wu Wei in their governance, that the people would follow their example. I can't say that I honestly fully believe that a government that governs least would entirely encourage its citizens to embrace Wu Wei, but I will say that when a government overgoverns or overextends itself, it certainly makes people anxious, uncomfortable, or agitated. For example, if you want to hear people complain about EVE Online, you'll be disappointed most of the year. You'll have to go out of your way, like you'll have to Google EVE Online and complaints or something like that. Except, and here's the big exception, when the governors of EVE Online, CCP Games, make any sort of change or adjustment to the game, then the wailings and screechings of the players extend far beyond the boards of their forums and bleed into the internet writ large, until those who've no stake at all in the in-game economy of EVE Online have formed important opinions and staked them on Reddit and as comments on CNN's iReport, and it's just a big mess. And this isn't even a real government. These are just people that run a game. So, there's definitely something to be said for government non-assertion, I believe. Anyway, Lao Tzu continues to claim that the power of the uncarved block can erase selfish desires. I interpret this personally to mean that when we revisit our natural, unshaped, childlike selves, free from the traumas or experiences who have made us the jaded, horrible adults we now are, that can give us a beneficial perspective to combat the impulsive reactions to the stimuli we encounter in life. Some choices might be ethical, like, determining how to respond if somebody mistreats you, or things like that. And others can be questions of self-control that are not necessarily ethical, but are still important, like keeping to your budget to better yourself in the long term, Let's say that you want to do something awesome, and money is what's holding you back. Well, maybe you don't need to buy that extra game on Steam that you're never going to play just because it's on sale. Or the game after that, or the game after that, or the game after that. We all know that Gabe Newell is a genius, but that doesn't mean we need to hand him our money constantly at our own expense. And that's a little bit on the uncarved block. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the uncarved block today. And as this series is experimental, I'd really appreciate it if you could click thumbs up or thumbs down at the end of each episode to leave me some feedback, post some comments, let me know what you're thinking, and tell your friends about what I'm doing, because if you have friends, then you should be a good friend to them and tell them who I am and about what I'm making. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.